Howdy folks, this is Jared the Fluty Homestead. And my goodness, what a beautiful day it is. Nice and sunshiny. Got my big white brim hat on, keep the sun off my head. And I thought I'd show you a little bit of what we got growing around here. This upcoming week, we're gonna try to get everything put out, except for a few late things, but for the most part, everything. And we've planted a few little plants, but we're a little behind this year, but we've had seem like a lot going on. But that's how it is. But you just gotta roll with it and do what you can. So we're gonna take a little walk and see what we have growing. I got these plants at the hardware the other day, and I thought I would plant them this week. It's gonna dry up, be about a week of beautiful weather. And right here we have just a few early girl tomatoes, some mortgage lifter, and beef master. And I really like them mortgage lifters. If you want to grow a lot of nice tomatoes, they'll do it. We got some sweet bananas here, some Hungarian wax, and these are a little sugar baby watermelon, and some more cabbage here. We'll check this raised bed, and I want to show y'all this little bush. See if anybody from Appalachia recognizes this. We call it a bubby bush. Get these purple flowers in it, and man, they smell so sweet, kind of like a peachy, mango, banana-y smell, but they are really, really sweet smelling, and we call them a bubby bush. I don't know what the real name of it is, but that's what we call them. My aunt said they used to take these blooms when she was a girl in the 30s and 40s and put them in their shirt pocket or their blouse and wear them when they went to church or out somewhere because they smelled so pretty. All right, and Lakin's little raised bed here. This little bed is all bell peppers, and this is the same material I had down last year. And we just, instead of we had greens here last year, so we had them spaced pretty close, about every 8 inches. So about every foot there, the way that we alternated them, foot to 16 inches, there's bell peppers here. Over here in this bed, these are a bush cucumber, and they's a little bit root bound when I got them, but I think they're starting to come out of it and starting to perk up. These are a burpless bush, so we thought we'd give them a try this year. And over here is my favorite cucumber I've ever grew. These are Market More 76, and the same way with them, they's a little bit they look kind of bad when I first planted them, but now they're making some new leaves, starting to come out of it and look alive. So both of these cages is the Market More 76. The reason we like these Market More 76 is if you ever grew a straight 8 cucumber, which is probably one of the most popular varieties there are, when they get bigger, the seeds get really big and they get kind of real, mushy in the middle and big old fat seeds. But these, when they get big, they don't get the big old fat seeds, and they don't get like the straight 8s do. They have a really good taste, but the seeds stay small and they're just a whole lot better. So I'm pretty sure you'll like them if you try them. Right here we have some, these are Roger Newsom fall beans, but these all came from some that fell off my vines last year. So these are all volunteer, and they came up, and I just transplanted them over here to one little corner, and they're starting to vine now. This one here, he's up about 12 inches up on the fence. So I'm just gonna let them grow right there. Right there we have 2 rhubarb. I started them in the greenhouse and transplanted them. I bought them as just a little rootstock. And I've also planted the Victoria rhubarb from seeds before. But I planted these 2, and then we have us a few marigolds scattered along. Lakin has some early flat Dutch cabbage plants right here. I think she's got 4 of them. And then right here is some Walla Walla onions that I started in the greenhouse, and I transplanted them out here, and they're starting to perk up a little bit too. Over here we have everybody's strawberries, and they are really loaded with blooms and lots of young berries. I see a few starting to turn red down here. Lots of berries hanging in there. Them's gonna be nice. And this variety, I don't remember what it was called, but the little old berries, they don't get big as nothing. And they are a light colored plant. You see the difference in this and this plant. The leaves stay a lot lighter and more tender feeling than with these strawberries are more of a rough. But I don't know the variety of them, but they don't get really big at all. Ain't many on those. This little pot we've got, this is just green onions. This is just a little set you buy. Got a few little weeds here need to get out. But these are just what we pull and eat with our dinner time. And we got about, I don't know, maybe a pound of them we planted. But they're coming up nice. Normally we would, I know people that's already replanted 2 or 3 times on these, but we was kind of late getting these out. But that's okay. Looky here at Lakin's big pineys here blooming. We call them pineys. They're really called a peony, but look how pretty them things are. This bunch here was some I started from my great-grandmother's, so they've been around many, many moons. And right here she has some that's a pink color, kind of a pink, and you see here they get, they're really pink, but they have some dark pink on the back of them. They're really pretty. That's nice. Sure looks good around the place come springtime in the summer. We'll go down here and check on our rattlesnake beans. Okay, here's our rattlesnake pole beans, and they're doing really good. They're up now about 5 inches tall, and I'm getting ready to put wire on them. I've got 2 rows, and they're doing really good. I'm going to run a tiller through here one time this week when it dries up, and then I'm going to put the black Ultra Web 3000 down between the rows. You see I left 3 feet between so I can lay the material down and then keep all the weeds out. I'm going to put it on this side as well over to the cow fence. I need to replant this part. This from right here down, they kind of got washed out. My drain pipe stopped up during a big storm and had a lot of water run in here, and you can see all that sand, and it just flooded these out, I think. So I'm going to replant those. And before I put the black down, me and Finley's going to come in here and get a bunch of these rocks out. Now that it's rained a few times, you can really see the rocks. But they're growing good, seem like. I know this is kind of an experimental garden this year. But knock on wood, so far, I think they're going to be okay. Them's good looking plants, I think. Okay, right here, this is something I didn't plant, but I fed the cows a lot of pumpkins throughout the fall and winter, and I've noticed I've got 2 or 3 pumpkins coming up. So I'm going to leave those. I may move them. But I've noticed several of these coming up in this old manure from where I fed them. So we're going to have some early pumpkins, because normally I think it's a little early to plant them, but we're going to let them go. Got my little buddy Tanner here tilling me a garden at my mom's house. This is gonna be our corn patch. Old Tanner, he's about 16 years old. Works more than most men 40-year-olds do every day. fine young man. Known him almost all his life. Go to church with him. You can't beat him. Can't hook him wrong. How many 16-year-olds out wanting to work every day and garden and till people's garden and cut the weeds? Doing a fine job. Got us a fine looking corn patch here now. All right, so far that's all I've got in the garden this week. Going to get this thing tilled out, get all the rest of our plants planted, and at my mom's house I'm going to be planting a corn patch there. She's got a good spot for it, so we're going to get that underway this week and get some more beans, our tomatoes, and all that good stuff out. So got a lot to do now that the weather's pretty and got a little time on our hands. So anyway, hope y'all's garden's doing good. Hope you have a good harvest. Appreciate y'all watching. Make sure you like and subscribe, and hope you have a very blessed day.